Good morning. It's very grey and murky, but I'm fishing, and that is the Staffordshire Worcestershire Canal, and this is home for the next 3 hours. First cast. I'm going to get the net on this one. It's just a small roach. I don't want it to come off. Yes. Can you see it there? Just small, but at least I'm not blanker. I did need the disgorger on this one. The job has been done and the fish is ready to go back. Didn't go to bed till 1:30, but the days of having to get up at 3 a.m. and 4 to hit first light have long since gone. We're now approaching the shortest day of the year, towards the end of December. Lots of fishing before then and lots of fishing after it as well. That's the plan. And if you're watching this as an embed on my blog post on my website as opposed to just a standalone video on YouTube, you'll see that we had the premium bonds reveal last night and we did okay. As you can read there, I got more than my wife, but we put it into a joint account anyway, so although we have a little bit of ribbing between us, like I ask her, what are you going to do with your £25 sometimes? I'll decide what to do with my whatever it is. How many items of fishing tackle can I buy for that? Well, you can see how we got on last night. I don't know if you've got bonds and you eagerly await that first day of the month, or the second day sometimes. It's just after midnight. But it's all good. It's all fun. It's great to be out on the bank at first light, watching that float. When I pulled off the drive this morning, it was 4 degrees Celsius, well above the point at which you start scraping the car windows, but nevertheless fairly chilly. Think you can see my breath there. Wrap up warm. Toes, they're okay. They're on the right side of the line. Fingers, they were, until I'd been messing about with the water with the fish, and then I realised how cold that is because it's then translated onto my fingers. As always though, a flask of tea. This one's lively. Stay still for a few seconds and then you go back quicker. Those 3 red maggots have been smashed. The perpetrator though is in the landing net. What is it? Let's take a look and find out. It's my favourite species, perch. Always great to catch, especially when the conditions are challenging. Very, very cold water this morning. Magnificent creatures. This one is very eager to get back into the water. And its wish has been granted. Fresh maggots as I cast out again. 3 of them there on a size 14 Drennan wide gape specialist hook. Brilliant for threading on that extra maggot and making sure, which is very important, that the hook point is always exposed. The anchor shot, don't need it at the moment, but the anchor shot on the canal, it's always part of my setup when I'm float fishing. That's about 4 inches or so from the hook. Maxima chameleon, 4-pound line, and the float itself is a 1.2 gram Drennan crystal waggler. We don't get the dawn chorus that we have in May, but during the winter you still get the birds singing first thing in the morning. It's a very rural area where I am. Lots of trees, lots of woodland, lots of open space, and from the time I walked from the car to where I've been fishing, I've heard blackbird, song thrush and missel thrush. Compared to the perch, it's the little and large show. The water is murky today. I prefer that to the crystal clear canal that we often get in the winter. And the reason it is coloured is because we've had some heavy rain in the last few days. I don't think you need reminding about that if you live in the UK, certainly in our area anyway. After the initial fairly busy feeding spell at first light. Don't always show every fish to the camera, especially the smaller roach. It has slowed down. That's only natural. That's why the early bird catches the worm is a fantastic principle when it comes to fishing. I'm still getting the odd one though, here and there. Like now actually, the float has just dipped. You can see there on the screen my landing net, easily accessible. You might have to just stoop sometimes, but you don't want it 10 yards along the bank. That's what I'm saying. Always, if you're a beginner, if you're an experienced angler, you know all this anyway. But I always try to include something in there for people who are maybe taking up angling or are possibly occasional fishermen. Always keep your landing net at hand, because when the float does disappear, and I'm not sure this one is, it could be a 4-ounce roach or it could be a 4-pound perch. Usually somewhere in between, but always be prepared. Definitely a developing bite on this occasion though. The float is now beginning to move slightly to the left. Running commentary here. Yes, definitely, definitely. Is it going to disappear though? I think it is. I think so. Come on. It stopped again. Now it's moving back the other way. Yes, yes. Fish on. Will it be fish on the bank though? It will be time to strike in a moment or two. Oh, it was a tiny, tiny roach and it came off. The maggots have been reduced to, well, that one in particular, to a skin. I've just had a telephone call, someone from the football club I used to work for. They wanted some information on a game from about 5 or 6 years ago now, maybe even a bit longer. 7 or 8 years ago to be precise. And I used to keep all my team sheets. I used to collect them as part of my memorabilia, get them signed by a player. So I'll sort that out when I get back home and forward the information. Almost 12 months I've been gone and still can't get rid of her. Still keep haunting me. Only teasing, joking, sort of. I love retirement, let's just say that. I love retirement and I haven't looked back in anger or otherwise. The game in question is against Llandudno and apparently they're playing them this Saturday or this weekend, I don't know when. That was the general explanation given, and some information from then was required for a programme column now. And if I tell you I didn't even know they were playing, Llandudno, I didn't even know who they were playing or if they were playing. I don't even know how they've been getting on, which tells you really that when I moved on, I drew a line under it. Sometimes people move on in life, but they don't really move on, do they? They keep looking back and keep going back and treading over old ground. For me, on December the 22nd last year, when I left, I haven't even looked back at all. I don't know how they're doing as a football club. I don't know if they're still in cup competitions or not. I presume this game on Saturday is a cup competition, because unless Llandudno got promoted last year, I don't think they did, because I left mid-season really, so I wasn't that switched on to what happened at the end of it. I don't know. I don't say that in a negative way or a positive way, if you like. It's just I've moved on. It could be like a relationship comes to an end and the one person, or maybe both of them, you never know, is on Facebook all the while looking to see what their ex is up to, who are they with, what they're doing. But when you know that you made a decision, I'm retired anyway, so slightly different for me. There was no negativity involved. It was all positive stuff. I was moving into a new season in my life. But when you move on, you just move on. I think that's an important principle in life to live by. As this session begins to come to a close, I'll be moving on. Got other things to do today. If you're watching on YouTube, don't forget to check out my website, because as well as the standalone video, there's also a lot of text as well. I'm an avid blogger. I'm not really one for social media or the social side of media, but I do enjoy blogging. And I've been doing that since July the 5th, 2003, when I published my very first post. I was tench fishing on an estate lake in the summer on that particular occasion. And here I am in the winter on the canal, but it's all fishing and it's all good. If you are out and about yourself in the next few days, tight lines, and that'll be over and out from me, unless I do catch another fish in the final few minutes of this particular session.